Hello YouTube, Jonathan800 here. So today I will be showcasing the slightly revamped syndicalist path for the United States and Kaiserreich. So the 1936 election happens, and because no one gets the required votes in Electoral College, it gets sent to the House of Representatives. Stuff happens, Olson gets elected, but he dies. Everything explodes. MacArthur takes the presidency. Lots of lore. If I showed all the events, the video would be quite long, which it already is. Either way, Workers' Commonwealth of America, that's who we play as. Interesting, the event called it the Workers' Commonwealth, but it's called the Workers' Congress of America as a country name. Well, that's neat. Either way, the MacArthur federal government, they do the War Plan White to where they secure and hunker down in the east. Yes, as usual, non-scripted video. Maybe one day when I have more time I can do more stuff like the, what is it called? Red Dusk video. I actually tried to do one as Iraq, but I just got rolled, sadly. Either way, probably a good thing actually because it's Iraq. But either way, the main goal is to secure New England area, while also trying to mobilize troops to hold the rest of the front. The main worry I have is with the federal government because usually Canada supports them, but in this game they actually support the American Constitutionalist Coalition. It does help them because the thing is, I always find the American the Constitutional Coalition, I usually find them the weakest one because they have no industry to save their life. So the Workers' Congress, they get all the industry, but their army buffs are just atrocious initially. Also, look at that, I encircled the entire army there and they got destroyed. So Washington is pretty much open. So the Syndicalists, they get all the good industry, but they have a really bad army. Also, there goes Washington, the Federalists. Woohoo. Okay. Wow, I can't really say much. Okay, so I'm just pushing into the south right now. Okay, so where are we at? Long also usually doesn't get much of an industry, but they are somewhat alright with army buffs. The Federalists have a really nice air force. Ignore me getting pushed by the Constitutionalists. Yeah. Long doesn't have much of an industry, but can get buffs, and the federal government also can somewhat have an industry, especially if they push into the syndicalists early. And it's usually decently easy to push into the syndicalists because, once again, they have no army buffs. So I'm gonna as you're seeing, I'm recreating the Anaconda plan basically. I'm just going down through the south to basically split them in two. And as you see, I do. The Longists are not having a great time. It's actually pretty decent wow, I'm struggling to speak right now. But either way, I am going at a pretty decent pace. I am using the cavalry and this one tank division they start with. And this tank division, I have no clue how it works so well. It's like 3 motorized artillery, 3 tanks, and 3 motorized. It's not good, but it did good enough. Also, the Air Force that I had in this game, it was pretty much non-existent. I could do a little bit with it. Also, there goes the entirety of Minnesota. Once you lose Minneapolis, you basically lose it. Also, talking about possible losing, the Entente intervenes in the Civil War, so that's great. So I'm doing a quick last rush to try and deal with Long, and it works. But problem is, Mexicans are also in the war, so that was annoying. Either way, the front with Canada is collapsing, partially because I forgot to garrison Buffalo. Oops. So I am just at a state where I'm like, I might lose this, because all of my industry is slowly falling to the Entente. But luckily, they overextended, so I'm going for a massive push to encircle and destroy as many troops as possible. I also wonder, how does Canada have so many divisions? They're Canada. They aren't known for having a really large military. And all the divisions here are basically Canadian. I don't see a single Indian or other Entente force. Also, they don't have mill access with the American Constitution Coalition, so that's also something you should keep in mind of for later. Either way, the video is clearly showing that what is it? I'm going for a nice epic encirclement. The cavalry division weakened themselves to the point where I just encircle massive chunk of the Canadian army. That's great. Meanwhile, because I'm distracted, the constitutionalists are actually able to make some pushes due to AI force concentration. Well, they've consistently been gaining land on me because I've been ignoring them the entire time, basically. Either way, there goes the Canadians. That was all fun and games. Yeah, I'm not sure what else to say with that. So I'm going to try to retake Minneapolis, get the what is it? The supply hub. There we go. So Minneapolis is a major supply hub in the area. And either way, there goes a massive chunk of their forces. Yeah, not sure what else to say. Nice long, what is it? Nice long thing. Either way. Now, another chunk of the army is encircled, but despite fighting on the same side, the Canadians refuse to give them, what is it called? Military access. So, a bunch of them just die. Even though they could be saved. Oops. So, in this case, I'm trying to make a general push to try and deal with the Canadians. Kick them out of American soil. And it's going alright. My breakthrough units do have a decent amount of experience, so they get a lot of stat bonuses that way. Even if the divisions themselves are not all that great. But by this time, the army for the Syndicalists, it's not even, yeah, it's currently led by Jack Reed, so it is Syndicalists. The army has basically removed all of its debuffs. And also, American MIOs are just cracked in this game. You play Russia or America and Kaiserreich, and you just have the most cracked MIOs ever. Yeah, that didn't save me from the Germans' MIOs for their air. Spoiler alert. Also, after taking major cities, I do peace with Canada, and I get a bit of land off of them. So the American Constitutional Coalition? Yeah, they're doomed. They have no support anymore. And because I can send my entire army over, they just fold. Like, very quickly. Like, in the span of the month, their entire front line shatter. I also give the buffs, and I think I also break their cipher. Either way, they collapse. I win. Solidarity forever. It's also, I'm just hearing the music in the background. I am sick of these Union songs. Like, you have the most action-packed battle, and then you just hear "This Land Is Your Land," and a few other mellow Union songs. Like, holy smokes. Also, the Totalists win the elections, or through the Constitutional Convention, so we are now the United Socialist States of America. Nothing could go wrong by having totalitarian socialists in power. Either way, I tried to help a little bit in France because the Germans are very, very powerful this game. Problem is, you get debuffs to your army when you when you win the Civil War. So, the Totalists could have made the army more loyal, but nah, who needs that? Also, look at the Boy Scouts, woohoo. Wherever my troops are, despite having the debuffs, they are doing somewhat alright. They are still light tanks. I've been slowly improving the design over time, but it's not going well. Especially when Paris gets in circles like, I'm out of here. Also, funnily enough, the French had a coup that ousted their totalist government, and now the United States, well, yeah, Union of Socialists, whatever, they also have the same thing. And with that, I basically have every American achievement. I still need to get MacArthur's and Long's. I used to have Long's, and then they changed it up. So, with democracy now restored, we are truly America. If it was red. But either way, woohoo. We got democracy in the country again, so thereby we are the good guys. So with the focus of good syndicalist soldier, we joined the 3rd International and the Weltkrieg. And with our cracked 36 with tank divisions, they aren't as cracked as they could be, but they're still pretty good. We are rolling over the defenseless Canadians because I have no idea where they went to. Either way, their government folds immediately because they have no troops. Very long clip there, but there we go. There goes the Canadians. There goes the Mexicans. Manifest destiny, but I chose not to annex. So it's 1942. I thought I could try to get a landing in the Netherlands against Reichspakt that defeated both the syndicalists and the Russians. Turns out, unlike in, Vanilla Hoi Fort, I just landed 2 troops to their death because they couldn't retreat to the tile, which you usually can in Vanilla, so that's great. So I'm doing my best trying to do it here. I do overstack supply, but there's also the problem of I have no air. The syndicalists do not have a good air MIO to start with because it's based on what states you own. So I got like a production one. So my planes have no stats, but I can produce planes. But the problem is, yeah, quality really matters when it comes to these. So I eventually slowly get Lockheed to develop some fighters. But until then, I couldn't do much. And over a year later, I actually trained 36 with Mountaineer Marines. I think they are Mountaineer Marines. Either way, I am just... these guys are cracked. Like, the Marines with the tanks, they are very, very, extremely powerful. Especially with some buffs you get as the Syndicalist. The Reichspakt was slow to contain my bridgehead, or beachhead I should say. And I was able to take out Brittany. The problem is, once they do arrive, I have the entire Reichspakt dealing with the one threat, which is my landing zone. There is really no one on the continent for them to fight besides me. So I am dealing with over 30 troops per tile. And it's atrocious. It is pain and suffering. Like, due to no air superiority, like it's contested, it is rough. Like, extremely rough. Like, I was borderline crashing out with this. I do a naval invasion. It somewhat works. It didn't really do all that much. It did somewhat reduce the pressure on the main front, but the problem is I could not hold it, so I just had to abandon it. Also, 66 divisions on that one tile for just one country, but the power of the reinforce meme is what saves us. We are able to make some pushes. I really wish I could have gotten some more encirclements here instead of just pushing, but so you can't win them all. Also, German industry can replenish losses quickly. There's a casual 166,000 casualties in that pocket. I'm trying to go for the encirclement here, but it's just not working out, especially when I'm getting pinned by troops. Also, they keep retreating, so that doesn't help either. It is just a massive back and forth. Like, I'm taking tons of casualties. And the thing is, I don't think I ever went up off of, like, extensive conscription. Maybe I went to service by requirement once, but usually I try to stay as low a conscription level as possible because no one likes to draft. So, as you see, I finally get full doctrine in August 1944. And I'm trying to make a push to deal with the Northern Front, because the Southern Front was quite battered and bruised. It went alright, I secured it for the time being. As you see, the front lines have thinned out a decent amount. And we push towards southern France. It works well. It's also worth noting that the Reichspakt and the Entente refused to cooperate. So now, there is this massive pocket of Reichspakt troops, and the Entente's just like, shut up. We do not want you. You beat us in the last war, so we will let you die. Very stupid. Like, extremely stupid. I'm pretty sure that if I was the Germans, I would just be begging the Entente, like, do you want us to give you France or anything? And the Entente's like, no. You are stinky. So, there's a ton of divisions there. Like, holy smokes. Also, there's the Manhattan Project or whatever. I never used a single nuke this game. I just can't be bothered to use the nukes. So that was like 800,000 casualties, plus many more. Also, here's another massive amount of casualties near Le Havre, Rouen, whatever. That's great. So, I then shift my attention down to deal with France, like the nationalist France. The problem is they won Spain, so I also have to deal with Spain, unfortunately. The syndicalists really did not have a good game. Like, Union Britain, all they've been doing is throwing manpower down the toilet. So that's nice for the Germans. So the front against the Spanish, that it solidifies. The Entente really is not much of a threat. Also, massive encirclement in the center, around Orleans and all that. Really nice, really powerful. I'm getting more troops over. Really big pocket. I split it a bit. As usual, posting stuff to the Hearts of Iron 4 Discord server. Because who uses Reddit besides many people? Massive damage. So I'm taking almost 600,000 casualties. The Germans have taken over 1 million. To be fair, I was going against the entire Reichspakt. Also, here's the fighter that will eventually win us the air war. The P-72 Bronco. So that's nice. Also, I decided to deal with the Southern Front so I can focus entirely on Germany, and it works well. The Entente just folded. Spain is not paying for the syndicalists. Except maybe during their civil war, because they clearly lost. Massive amounts of Entente troops are there. I'm pretty sure from the looks of it, France doesn't really have many troops. I don't think I've seen many French troops in this game. So that's also something to think of. So the Spanish, they're just struggling. I am really shorting these clips, but it's also just nice to see how much the Spanish collapsed. Like right there, they just collapsed. The Portuguese, they didn't have anything. It's over for them. Also, random thing, my infantry is just 9 zeros. That's probably why they can't really help all that much in offensives, but line artillery lowers their health and all that stuff, so it's not great. So, another encirclement, and we're pushing up into the Netherlands and such, so avenging our fallen brothers at the totally not Dieppe raid. Yeah. My generals are cracked, by the way, by this time. Like, I think my field marshal, he started off as one of my better generals at a whopping 3 attack or something like that. But now, I think he was 10 attack. Like, I have a few 10 attack generals, and it's nice. Also, another massive encirclement. The Germans, they just lost a word. The thing with is, if you don't have defense in depth, ignore the voice crack. If you don't have defense in depth, you are just wrecked. And there's no easy way to do defense in depth in this game. So the Germans just collapsed. Like, they went from top of the world to just completely decimated very quickly. There goes the Reichspakt, whatever. Either way, oops. I actually forgot which path the Germans went this game. Was it Schleicher? Who cares? They're gonna be socialist in the meantime. So there goes Munich very shortly. It turns out Marines plus tanks are pretty good, and there goes the German Empire. Not even a single event, they just go, oh, there's the event. So the Belarusians, they decided to be turncoats. We support anyone who turncoats to our side. Meanwhile, the Reichspakt, without Germany, they just fold. They can't really do much. I think Ukraine was like the #1 besides the Austrians to help with the defense. Or the problem is I completely vaporized some nations' armies to where they don't exist. Either way, there goes the Austrians. They pretty much folded. There's also the Italians. I forgot what the Austrian faction is called. Either way, they're not having a good time. The Ukrainians are doing their best to hold off against the might of the, might of the socialist forces of the Third International. Meanwhile, I'm just battle planing into mountains. Very smart. Really taking casualties. Either way, there goes the Austrians. There goes the Ukrainians. Not as shown as me taking out the Italians, but I do. So I quickly take out the Spanish in North Africa, securing the straits. I then quickly hop into Algiers. The French military does not exist, and it's under Mordac too, so it's actually they're a decently strong path. Don't know what. Yeah, they went down. If they went down Mordac, they went down the decent tree where you can get good special forces. Either way, French Republic collapses. Turns out, once you take Algiers, it's all gone for them. So I had to quickly take out South America. Brazil was a bit of a pain, especially because I forgot to hit record. Peru and Bolivia, that was a bit of a pain because of mountains. And then Panama was a cakewalk. And I couldn't even really give land to the Colombians. Either way, the Siamese government, the Thai government, they were a bit of a pain. They were very far away, and I had nothing in the area, so I've had to make a very long naval invasion from, like, maybe Hawaii? I forgot which one it was. Either way, there's not many airfields, and the Thai army is surprisingly large. So, a bit later, when I got some reinforcements, actually the reinforcements didn't even arrive yet, I immediately made a push for Bangkok. Technically Krung Thep, but that's just something. So, take them out. With that, their lines collapse, and there we go. Basically, that's everyone we were at war with gone. At one point, I had over 1,000 whatever factories, but I gave back all the land because I'm just such a swell guy, because we have to spread socialist democracy, all that stuff. Also, good job Ottomans for not dying. So yeah, thanks for watching. This has been a fun socialist America game. So thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, you know the deal. And this is Jonathan 800 signing out.